This video is going to look at two more features of a spreadsheet. One of them is going to be conditional formatting, and the other one is going to be how to have something output text and also some numbers that a user put in. So instead of just outputting a statement, a text statement, I can actually have the spreadsheet output text combined with user input. So let's say that a user was inputting the slope and y-intercept. And so let's say I have them put in 2 and 3 for this. Now what I can do is actually define another cell. So let's make this D4. And I want D4 to output y equals mx plus b. Now the thing is though, I don't want the m and b in there. I want m to be whatever the user input for a slope, and I want b to be whatever the user input for a y-intercept. And so to do this, we're going to have to break up our string right here, and we're actually going to use a command. It's the and symbol, so above the 7, the ampersand, and that's going to tell the spreadsheet, okay, put this string and then add this other piece to it, and we're going to use that several times to get the thing that we want. So I'm going to have this output y equals, and then I'm going to stop the string there and put an and in. And then I'm going to have it put in whatever the value is of b2. And after that, I'm going to have to put another and in, because it's going to pick up another piece of a string. So it's going to have x and then plus, and I'm going to and that with whatever is in b3. So if I look at this cell, the way it's coded is it says, all right, take this is going to be y equals, and I have a string, so it's in double quotes because that's a string. Then I have and, so the and is connecting that string to whatever number is in b2, and then an and at the end of that b2 connects what's there to another little string, so it's the x plus, and then I connect that to whatever's in b3. So now if I start updating this, say 4, you can see that it's changing what's written there. So this is really nice. We can do this with virtually anything. We can be adding user input to predefined strings. So the other feature that is another feature that's really helpful is called conditional formatting. Conditional formatting is it's in different places on different spreadsheet software, but they should all have something like it. So let's say that anytime that the user input a slope of 0, I wanted this cell to change color. So this is what you can do with conditional formatting. So let's say I'm going to select this cell. On LibreOffice, which is what I'm using, you go to Format, and then you go to Conditional Formatting. And we're going to set a condition on this. So the basic setup is, right, you have some different options you can choose. So I can say the cell value is, that's the one I want, equal to, so that's great. Let's say it's equal to 0. And then what you have to say is, if this is true, this is what's going to happen to the cell. So I'm going to apply a style, and I'm going to go to New Style, and I'm going to pick a different background color. So let's make it this blue, this light cyan. So what this says now is, if the cell value is equal to 0, the cell is going to change, the background is going to change color. So right now you can't tell that anything's happened, but if I go up here and put a 0 in, it changes color. And now this can be, right, if you looked at the conditional formatting, let's go back to conditional formatting, you can see that I could have also had it be less than, greater than, right? There's lots of options for this. So this can be really helpful in more sort of advanced uses of a spreadsheet. So say that you have a case where you're going to have some grades that you've calculated. So maybe you've got some percentages here, and so maybe I'm going to put in, this is as a percentage, like 10%, 20%, 70%, 90%, maybe 92%. And I want, so these are going to be my percentages, and now I want this to be a letter grade over here. So using what we learned in one of the last videos, I can make an if statement that looks at the previous cell. So in this case, looks at B8 and then assigns a particular letter grade. So let's say if B8 is less than 60%, then I'm going to have output an F. Else, let's just make this a little shorter. If it gets past that, let's say it's less than 90%. If less than 90%, if B8 less than 90%, I'll say it outputs a B. So I have a very strange grading scale here. Otherwise, and that B needs to be in quotes. Otherwise, I can just have it output an A. Alright, so now I have this set up so that it's outputting things, and if I start changing these values around, right, it's going to be changing what I want. Now let's say I wanted to actually conditionally format these cells so that they would show different colors. So this can be really useful when you want to be able to see some patterns within data. I'm going to select all these cells, and I'm going to go to my format, conditional formatting. And so let's have, let's say, so cell value. So let's say that the cell value is equal to, and I'm going to put F, and I'm going to put F here in double quotes. Then let's have it make the style, perhaps we can make that purple. Oh, well, that's magenta, it says. So, okay, magenta. Now I'm going to add another condition. So I click on add here. So this is condition 2. If it's equal to a B, then I can have it perhaps be maybe a yellow of some sort. And I'll add a third condition. So if it's equal to an A, then it can be perhaps blue. So there we go. Now we've got this color coded, and if I copy this, right, it copies the conditional formatting. So this can be really helpful. Now I could have also defined that conditional formatting on the percentages here, but usually I like to separate things a little bit so that I can easily work with one thing and then have that update other things. But again, conditional formatting can be a really powerful tool for organizing data. Alright, so those are just two features, two more features of a spreadsheet. Again, this is how you can input text and user-generated information and get that to print out something that you want it to look like. And the other is how you can make the spreadsheet change colors based upon the value in particular cells.